Hello, everyone. Hello. This is Funs Wiggle Funs, and welcome to part 2 of the first episode of Wake Up Friends Webisodes, aka the podcast. You already know what the vibe is. If you didn't already know, or if you didn't catch the hint, we're going to be talking about HyunA and Don, all things involving them as a couple, previous couple, individuals, and such. The following. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. I ain't gonna do too much talking at you. Right at the top, we are going to address the question that is in everybody's minds: are HyunA and Don back together in private? Because since their public breakup, we ain't hear a peep. Things been looking a little suspicious. So let's just see what the vibe is. See what comes up. Interesting. The first card that came out was the Hermit, indicating a maybe. We're gonna pull the next card and see what the vibe is. It seems like it's leaning towards a likely yes with the Eight of Pentacles, the Peaking cards, the Death, Knight of Swords, all of that. It seems like, I guess, someone maybe had some more thoughts or was doing some stuff wisening up. Like, let's say, for example, Dawn decided to hit the books again or is doing some more work to prove to her, like, I can be the man that you want me to be. And thus, she decided to give it a try again. Who knows? So, let's say metaphorically, if they were not together right now, or wouldn't be getting together right now, let's just ask, would they get back together? Will they get back together? It seems like it would be leaning towards a no. However, these peeking cards are telling me it's more like, both of them would be like, I'd never get back with this person again, and still fuck around and somehow end up in this, whoever's bed. The second card that came out was a Two of Pentacles, another maybe leaning which or whatever way type of card. So one last card to confirm yet again the Two of Pentacles. Oh, and what flipped out when I tried to put it all back together is the Four of Wands. So it seems like it's a very wishy-washy situation. But rather, I guess, at least in my opinion, grown folks stuff, is it doesn't really necessarily matter if they get back together. It's will they stay together is the real question. So, can we see marriage together to each other in the future for them? Possibly. Seems like Four of Wands could lead towards a likely yes. So maybe this means that they could do a lot of tussling back and forth and, growing and just see what happens with that. Of course, this could change at any time. Tarot is a forecast. And this means that any sort of changing conditions could predict the fact that it could or could not happen. So let's move around and move on to Dawn. Would Dawn have tried to leave Cube if not for HyunA / their relationship? It seems like high key, likely not. The first card to flip out was the Nine of Swords, King of Swords, speaking on Magician, Six of Cups, Hangman. It seems like he might have been finally just starting to establish himself and make some things happen career-wise too and see some success. Feel confident in his work. So it seems like, if, he didn't have her, he would not have even considered the idea of leaving, and he probably would have stayed there faithfully working, whether it as an artist or, a producer for at least it seems like the foreseeable future, which is some interesting vibes. But then again, of course, tell me what you guys think in the comments. So, moving forward, let's see. How does he feel about the group now in its current state? Oh. So in its current state, the way he feels about the Pentagon is the Tower, Nine of Swords, Ten of Cups overall bottom, Nine of Wands, the Moon, Four of Wands, Queen of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So it seems like he does feel very regretful towards him because he does feel like he was part of pulling the rug out from under their feet, screwing them over, fucking them over, the whole vibe. But he also just feels like, he doesn't feel like he regrets leaving too badly because he might feel more free than he's been in a long time. So, his chains were broken by a situation that, he chose to also participate in. So it's not like, she forced him to leave. That's a grown-ass man. It just seems like, he does feel regretful and he feels disappointed the fact that he kind of ended up being part of the catalyst of what went on with them potentially, but he also in the end is kind of glad that he chose himself. So yes, the answer is he does feel regretful, but 100% no, and that's not a bad thing. So, I guess let's wrap up with Don and see what's going on with his career tech status from this quarter to the end of the year. And of course, maybe at some point I'll update it to see where it's going. But let's see what's going on for him right now. So let's break it down. Will we be seeing any summer releases from Don? Will we be seeing any fall releases from Don? Okay. And just what's the overall vibe and status for his career from this point on towards the end of the year? Okay, so first off, starting with these yes or no's, a summer release, it seems like I'm gonna say likely no to leaning a maybe. It seems like what the energy is that from what it's giving to me is that if there is something released in the summer, although it could be a hit or everyone else around him enjoys it, the world enjoys it, he in his mind is going to feel like this is incomplete. It's not giving what I wanted to give, and I hate it. And like it's giving, if it were to be something, like he goes on a tour or something, that's not going to be at the top of his set list. It's just kind of giving like he released it because he was worried about missing his window of opportunity for, I guess the time that, his and HyunA's names were highlighted in the public. So kind of interesting. I guess, maybe this just comes from, his prior experience as an idol and also being up under the company and in the group, etc., etc. So next, moving on to will we be getting any sort of fall releases from him? Ten of Pentacles, likely yes. So I would say just look out for that. And lastly, just what is the overall vibe, and of course the overall energies. Is the Ace of Swords, Nine of Cups reverse, Four of Cups, the High Priestess, Page of Wands, Six of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So it seems like he's going to be putting in some work, obviously, naturally, as he would do so, because now it's like, okay, I have to make sure I'm figuring out how to put food on the table for myself and figure out how I can make put food back on the table by myself in a way to gain and learn this independence and know that I can do it without always having something to catch me, because the day that it comes that there's not a safety net, it's going to be really kind of scary and spooky, because he might not have ever really had to perceive that way. And he's still almost very deathly afraid of the idea that any of his stuff could also be taken away at any moment. Very similar to Hui's fears in Pentagon, because I'm pretty sure that was his little buddy. So hey, it just seems like he's a little bit trapped and scared by the fact that the way that he would like to approach his artistry, is not going to be able to be supported by, his current circumstances. So him being able to spend years of time, days, months, sleeping, eating, breathing in the studio until he produces a masterpiece in 2 years, as opposed to he doesn't need to have at least yearly, or maybe 1 yearly release to make sure he's putting some food on the table while he's trying to, make sure that he can funnel money into the masterpiece he's creating, but also support himself so he can take a fucking shower instead of have to go to the dadgum gym recreation center and scrub his body among the normal populace, because you already know everybody and their mom is going to be like, oh my gosh, is that Don? Don, he's doing so bad. He looks so poor. His beard is growing out. He shouldn't have broken up with HyunA. What a fucking mistake. He's just trying to avoid one of them type of situations. But other than that, I would say I don't hate these career prospects for him. The only reason that I don't really like it for him is because it seems to be stifling his creativity. And it's going to be stressing him out and really testing him. It's going to be putting his mental to the test. And he's going to be learning a lot of things about himself and the world during this time. But hey, thus as it is, lessons will be learned. So we are going to be moving into HyunA, the star of the show. She, the baddest of the bad. The mother, the queen, the gag is what the gag is. So, moving in. Is she seeing anyone else right now? So let's break it down into two. Is she seeing Dawn again romantically? Or, depending on what the answer is, what we get is she seeing anyone else new right now? So, is she seeing Dawn? At least in her opinion and in her energy, is she seeing him romantically? Okay, the answer is absolutely with the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Swords, Page of Swords, and of course, just for tea, just for kicks, during her break with Dawn, let's say presumably that they had one. Did she see anyone else during this time? The Nine of Cups was another absolute, so maybe that means she had some holes in her phone and she was talking to them, but she never really had the intentions to really take it or let it go there. But hey, kind of interesting to me. So, we have some other breakdown questions that are kind of, piping hot tea. Like, does she regret going public with Dawn back in the day? Why come if so? Does she ever regret her public exit from Cube? And, because of the way it happened and or why, etc. Well, of course, also, just to let you guys know what is going to be coming up before we wrap up. So we're going to check what's going on with her physical health because, we love our girl, but our girl is a little bit sickly. And of course, like I did for Dawn, what is going on with her career. So, let's just go into the juicier questions. Does she regret going public with Dawn back then for whatever reason? Does she regret her exit, at least going down how it did from Cube? And, why? We will get into why, though, after I tell you the answers. So, does she regret going public with Dawn back then? The Four of Cups? Absolutely not. So, it seems like, she just thinks, that was something that needed to be done without regrets. And I support her in that 100%. Magician for does she ever regret her public exit from Cube this way? The Magician. So maybe that does have to do with, the way the industry treats them and views them now. But we'll see what the vibe is. So first, let's start off, well, actually, let's skip, the regret going public with Dawn because y'all know it's their declaration of love or how she felt at the time, whatever. Into the real tea. Does she regret her, her public exit, and why? Okay, why does she regret the way that she, her public exit of the company? It's the Page of Swords, the Justice, Four of Cups, the King of Swords, reverse, overall bottom, Six of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and also, if you didn't know, now you know. I'm playing Stacy's Beautiful Monster in my ears as I'm speaking to you. And of course, you probably can't hear it and you ain't gonna hear it because I ain't gonna get copyrighted. But anyways, into the depths of why. It seems like, her adult brain for sure is telling her when it comes to business and making your money, it's not the best thing ever. But it seems like, the thing that might have also been most difficult for her besides the money and not being taken as seriously because of maybe the people who have become associated with her or the way things have panned out up until this moment is also in relation to relationships. So not just romantic relationships, but friendships and things like this. Like maybe there's some notion that she cannot publicly claim some of her homies, homegirls, homeboys, and speak to them as publicly, collab with them, etc. because of now the new title that they have gained. Because, although they are the pioneers, it seems like, people must not treat them well or see them, and treat them the way they should be treated. So I guess this is just coming with the alienation of being the pioneers of the path until it is more normalized when it comes to idols dating and being their own solo entities and being able to, just be public about their relationship without it having to be a weird or big thing. So, especially with that for sure though, there's this thought in her mind like, oh, now my whole business was kind of weird prior to maybe their departure, but it's like now this shit made it even weirder. Don't know if it's because, I don't even know if I would go so far as to say their past company would have sent a smear campaign against them, but for sure, sent out the signal that, hey, maybe it's not the best thing to be fucking with them, after see what the controversy was involving them in the relationship. But hey, it seems like right now she is also just trying to navigate those tripwires that were created by their situation being not necessarily sensitive, but able to become sensitive at any moment. involving, you know, just them maybe being an item, I guess. But hey, thus it is what it is. So, just to wrap it up, we're gonna talk about her career and then her health because you know our girl, I love her so much. She's a little sickly and she be going through it sometimes. So let's just see what the vibe is real fast in terms of her career. Oh, also, will we get any releases? Blah blah blah. Like I did for Dawn. Will we get any sort of summer release? Will we get a fall release? What is just the overall vibe? Okay, so we've got a resounding yes on both a summer and a fall release. However, I would say the summer release seems to be something that is just supposed to be dropped on everybody out of nowhere. It's like she's been working in silence and boom, here's let me pop out and they're like show. Oh my goodness. And like show you guys what I've been working on type of vibe. And then for fall for sure. That's just it for sure. So what the vibe is on the career though, overall general overview is the 7 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups over bottom, Ace of Swords, 8 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Lovers. It just seems like what's going on with this for sure, I can tell you, is that she's been kind of waking up, going to work, working in silence, trying to figure out her stuff, pull all her things together, pull the team together, company shopping, the whole vibe. She's just very much keeping herself busy. She's not letting herself get bogged down. She ain't telling nobody too much about her plans because she knows and she's capable of doing it all on her own, and she really don't need no motherfucking body. She don't want nobody. There's also this air that, let's say if HyunA and Dawn did happen to be back together, they might soon be re-debuting their love to the public. We'll see how that goes because who knows? It could be like a sort of a hint or something sprinkled in the music and whatever is going on with that. I'm not quite sure what the vibe is, but hey, we'll just have to see what happens with that. Her money is still pretty airtight and secure for sure. But with the 7 of Pentacles here, there's just something ongoing about her being dissatisfied. Like there's something missing in her life. So it just seems like, I think the last time that I read for them publicly, like on a video on the record, I did mention her having this thing going on with the unhappiness or a void that's missing. And I don't know if it's necessarily romantically involved. This could mean she might end up having to fulfill it by, you know, their options for having a kid, figuring out a child situation, adopting another pet, or maybe her grieving something that is going on in her life in the background that she's not yet spoken about or might not even be comfortable to speak about until, you know, after some time, until she's gone through what she's gone through with it. But other than that, these career prospects are not bad for her at all. She's very much just kind of keep going. So whether she's with that man or not, you really don't have to worry about her career because in the end, she is going to do what she got to do regardless. So other than that, I really don't mind that for her. Just to wrap it up, before we head on out of here, move about our business, we have to see what's going on with your girl health because, you know, she be going through some stuff. And you know, I feel like not a lot of people know that. So, what is her health going to be like from this point towards the end of the year? Okay, health check, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Cups, the Judgment, King of Pentacles, over bottom, 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 10 of Wands, and 4 of Wands. I don't know if she has something that is persisting rather is the word I would like to say. Persistent and enduring, like for example, something like an autoimmune disease or something that's kind of just longer term. This is just something she's going to have to live with and maintain in her life type of vibe. That's going to be among the things that's going to be kind of giving her a break because she's figured out how to maintain it, whether it's through diet, whatever she's eating, substances, like, you know, whatever sort of pills, food, hormones, treatment, she's figured out how to stable that. But it seems like they're going to be coming something soon that is going to be giving her trouble that she hasn't really had to deal with before, that might be aggravating something that she might have going on in terms of the long-term vibe, the long haul. But in terms of, like I said, the thing that could be longer and enduring, she's going to have that 100% under control. And it's not going to be quite as debilitating for her. And I really like that. However, it just seems like she's going to have the occasional flare up that might have to make her sit around a little bit and have to just rest until, the wave goes away. However, it seems like her health is not going to be too terribly bad. I would actually dare to say towards the end of the year, leading into the next year, 24, her health is going to be taking an upturn, and maybe she'll end up, figure out some answers. Maybe she has a situation where she does not yet know what her potential long and enduring issue is in terms of like an autoimmune disease or something like that. Or maybe it's just something that's more chronic, like, I don't know, back pain or knee pain. Something not quite as drastic. However, it seems like her health, like I said, it's not going to be too bad. But for sure, next year, she's probably going to be even closer to feeling like herself again and doing very well. But then again, I don't mind this for her at all. I'm hoping for the best. I wish both of them the best. And I'm sure all of you who are listening to this too are listening and hoping for their best wishes too also. But then again, I guess that is just all that I have for you. So go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Leave me a request down below. Go ahead and run over to the blog. Shoot me a message. Shoot me an ask. Shoot me a DM. You already know my paid reading information is over on Tumblr. That'll be down in the description. Not too much more talking. That's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or whatever time you listen to this. Goodbye.